Good morning, friends. Welcome to my channel, Southern Yankee Beauty. So we have a fun one today. We got in the brand new Mothership, Pat McGrath's Pat McGrath Mothership. What is this? Nirvana, Celestial Nirvana palette right here. Hush puppies, hush. As soon as I start talking, they start growling and barking. Anyway, here it is. Absolutely beautiful. Bright pop of like peachy coral on the inside that I think might be the color of the next palette. We'll see if I'm right on this. So the palettes have changed sizes over the years. The very first holiday palette that Miss Pat brought forth is right here. This was the Celestial Divinity palette. These have 18 shades. You can see this one is different kind of packaging. They're not the same size. Oops. There we go. They are not the same size or shape. And then the second one that came out was the Celestial Odyssey right here, which is closer to this year's. Okay. But last year's was a little bit bigger. You can see we are following the same style on the sides of the palettes. This palette was the first one, very different. Even though the front's different, everything's different. But what they are all the same in is that A, they're all Pat McGrath, and B, they all have the beautiful shadows that Pat McGrath has every year. Now this one does, the outer carton is the same. It does have all of the shades listed in order, starting with row 1, shadow 1, row 2, shadow 2. It goes all the way down. So all the shadows are listed there, but also the shadows are listed on the back of the palette. Oh, I'm holding it upside down. On the back of the palette here as well. So you have Nightfall, Cosmic Champagne. Anyway, I'm going to do swatches of all of these for you guys so you can see those. And then the inside of the palette is right here. And I played with these 6 shadows. And we got this look here, which you'll see in a little bit more vibrancy and stuff when I do it in the other room under the beauty lights. But the way she designed this, so there's 18 shadows in here, but like these 6 are supposed to be one color story. These 6 are a palette. These 6 are a palette. So it's, you know, you're getting 18 shadows for $82, and that's not bad. It was $78, but to try Pat McGrath for $82 and to get 18 shadows, that is a good deal. And I'll bring it in here and just show you. This one has a lot more mattes, and this is what we complained about in the last 2 palettes, is that we didn't have enough. My favorite palette that she launched out of the holiday ones is the first one. This is the second one. So here's these shadows. And you can see here we only have 4 mattes. We have these 2 right here are matte, this one, and then here and here. And you got very similar looks because you always have the same 4 transition shades, and they're a brown or a mauve, different shades of like a brown or a mauve. And so while this one had some really special shimmers in it, this shadow is beautiful too. It's got some beautiful, beautiful shimmers in it. You would more than likely, if you didn't want the same kind of color tone on your eyes for the transition, you had to go into another palette. And then the first palette, I got to be careful because you'll see later one of my shadows fell out. I had to pop it back in. This is my favorite one, and it is the most loved. I've used it the most. Probably this shade's one of my favorites right here. It's like that duochrome color. Oops, wrong one. There we go. Kind of, I don't know if you can see it in here real well. Anyway, this one does have some duochrome, some different colors on it. I just really like these colors a lot. But again, we had a pink matte, a burgundy matte, and then the only other matte in here is there's 3 is this brown matte. So the first 2 palettes really only had pink or brown mattes to choose from. So we were asking Pat, she heard us, that we wanted to see more mattes. So we still have some beautiful shimmers. There are only 4 of her formulas in this particular new palette, but look at all the mattes we have. Look at all of the mattes. Your shimmers are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 shimmers out of 18. So you're looking at half the palette is shimmers and half the palette's matte. So we have a lot of good mattes. We still have your more cool tone brown. We have a navy, we have a purple, we have a hot pink, we have an orange, we have a red bricky color, purple, and then green. I mean, really great selection of mattes in this particular palette. It's got these little things here. It's got a nice big mirror. There we are. And it says Pat McGrath Labs on here. This is cardboard. Cardboard on this one. I think they're all cardboard. So, oh, no, this one wasn't. This one was the black plastic in this last year's one that is in most of her other her 10-pan motherships. So a couple little different things. You can see from here, I mentioned earlier, we have a box, but it's got the eye in it. Well, then when she came out with the second one, she's got a little bit more of a sleeker design with the box, and it's got pink in the back, and this is the red palette. And then, ooh, what happened? We have another one with so this is pink, not the same shade of pink that's in here, but then I just wonder if this is a hint of what's to come for the next 18-pan palette. So let's see if we have a shelf life of these. It's 22.7 grams total, and it has a 18-month shelf life. Last year's also had a 12-month, so this had a 12-month shelf life. This has an 18-month shelf life, and this one has 12 months, so that's good. So we got 18 months for this one. We all use them longer anyway. But let's go ahead and get swapping these. What I wanted to let you guys know is if you have never tried Pat McGrath, I would try to get one of her holiday palettes. She only comes out with them once a year. It's $82, but you get 18 shades, and then you can really enjoy and try out her shadows and see if you like them before you commit to paying $125 for her large 10-pen palettes, which again, those are in the heavier plastic shiny packaging. Those only come out once a year. She does one of those a year and one of these a year. But she does have some 5 pans coming out. I think it was her. I think she's got some 5 pans coming out. Because there was more to this launch. She had some mascaras and some highlights and blushes and things, but some of that is being released very soon. Probably by the time you see this, those other bundles will be out. But she only released like a limited amount of bundles to get started, so most people grab the palette. And then I think those 5-pan palettes, I'll put a picture of the whole collection up here, are going to sell out when they come in, because those 5 pans are what really everybody's kind of looking for. So I'm going to take my bracelet off, and I'm going to get to swatch. All right, guys, I got to do this fast because I have a sick kitten who is waking up and needs to be fed and is wanting to be held. Okay, so the first color I think I told you was Nightfall. Yeah, this is the first matte shade in the color Nightfall. A nice deep brown shade. The second shade is a champagne color called Cosmic Champagne. That's gorgeous. Ooh, so pretty. Then we have another really pretty matte. It's called Nocturnal Navy. It's a beautiful dark navy matte. Oh, nice. And then we also have this Lunar Lavender. This is a metallic-y shade. Ooh, look how pretty that is with that navy. Really pretty. So those are the first 4 shades. You'll have to bear with me a little bit as I kind of clean my fingers off. The next shade up is Auburn Allure, which is the first shade you and I started with on the look we're doing today. So this is that shade right there, Auburn Allure. Then we have, oh, wrong one, I grabbed the wrong one, hold on. The next one is called Golden Angelica. This is also on our inner eye here, and this is a beautiful soft gold. Really beautiful. All right, then the next shade is Bronze Infatuation. Right there. I like that you can get a mix of like neutrals as well as pops of color. Like right here, a lot of neutrals. You've got 2 pops of color with the red and the blue here. but really beautiful. That bronze shade is something she's very good at doing, really beautiful. Then the next is a matte. We have Desert Divinity. And that is Desert Divinity. Okay. Next up, we have a beautiful, like almost like a rose gold shade. This one is called Eternal Amour. I bet this is gonna be pretty. I haven't used this one. Oh, love it. Loving it. That is a gorgeous like rose gold shade. Look at that. Okay. So next up we have a pop of color with this purple shade called Fabulosity. There's a beautiful purple, Fabulosity. Then we have a metallic in a gold shade called Heavenly Bronze. Again, that's gorgeous. We use that on our eye today, over the top of the lid. All right. Next up, we have Flame Fatale. This I thought was going to be orange. It looked a little more red on the eye. Let's see how it swatches. A little more red. But in the pan, to me, it kind of looked orangey. It's like almost like a neon color, right? All right. Then next up, we have a green shade called Altered State. Ooh. Ooh, that's nice. That's gonna stain, but it's beautiful. So here's our colors so far. Time for a hand clean. Next up is Guilty Opulence. This to me looks like another gold, green gold. I don't know. We need nice holiday colors together, the gold and the green there. There we are. And then we have Violet Vixen next. This is a purple shade. Some Mardi Gras colors right there. And then we have Aquarian Dream. This is a metallic. Look at that shade. Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. So beautiful. All right, and then we have two more. Venusian Peony, which is a hot pink shade. There we go. And then our last one is called Starlit Copper. And some of these are pressed pigments and they are staining my fingers. So you're gonna wanna use a primer. This is the last shade. This is Starlit Copper. Oh, that's a gorgeous one too. So here are the shades of your Pat McGrath 2022 Holiday 18 Pan Palette, Celestial, Nirvana. Beautiful colors. There are so many beautiful looks that you're going to be able to create using these colors. I'm so excited for you guys to try out her shades if you haven't, or her shadows. Let me know if anybody has tried hers and what you have, if you plan on picking this up. Somebody mentioned that these were a little drier, and I did find that they were a little bit drier. I found also that by using a rougher, a natural hairbrush, it was easier than using synthetic. So if you're using synthetic brushes, maybe pick up some rougher brushes or some, what are some other ones? Wayne Goss, he's got natural colors as well, natural bristles. So, and I'm sure there's going to be a ton of different looks that you're going to see. Mine was a very fall inspired look. It was just using 6 of the shades, but we are going to play and get into some of these like brighter colors down here. We use this one here today, but I want to use some of these shades right here. So we're going to do some more looks. I'm going to do a one palette for a week, and we're going to use it. We're going to see what we come up with. What kind of looks I can come up with. I'm going to try to come up with a new look every single day for a week. See, this does stain. So I'm going to get some makeup remover and see, I'm just using a wipe and see, but just, you can see some of these stain. I knew that green one was going to. It's not awful, but if it's on your eye, you're gonna have to use a concealer or something. So, because some of these are just pressed pigments, they're not necessarily technically eyeshadow colors, but really will open up your creativity to use these shadows in different ways. So I hope you guys are ready. I'm ready to get into how I created this look, and let's try these shadows out, and then there'll be some photos at the end, some up close photos as well. So enjoy, guys, and this is a great time to subscribe if you haven't, to see more beauty and reviews and first impressions and eyeshadows are my favorite. That's what I mostly do. So I will see you guys all very soon. Enjoy the next look. All right, friends, let's get this party started. We're going on with our MAC paint pot, and we're using our new Pat McGrath holiday palette, the Mothership Celestial Nirvana. This has, I think it was 82. It used to be $78, and now it's like 82 with inflation. But still a good price. Sorry about the dogs. I'm gonna have to put them back outside, I think. But I think you get 18 shades in here. I believe that's how many. 18, yeah. All right, so let's go in here. I think I want to play with these colors right here today. So I'm going to, the colors are on the back of this palette. I wonder if they're in order on here. Cosmic Champagne, Nocturnal Navy. Yes, they are. Lunar Lavender, Auburn Allure. Okay, cool. So we're gonna go we're gonna start with Auburn Allure, which is this one right here, kind of like a burgundy shade. All right, let's see if we can make this light brighter so you can see a little bit better. At the end, I'll do my hair and everything. Right now, it's just a little messy. Okay, so we're just going to start here in the corner with this, like a red brick shade. And we're gonna use that in the outer corner. I didn't even lay down a transition or nothing. We might, we'll see. And push this over a little bit into the middle. Now, this is the first time I'm using this palette. I did watch a review saying that they thought that these mattes were a little drier than normal. I would really have to compare these to the other palettes, the other 18 pan palettes, which I have. Maybe I will show those to you in this video. I don't think this palette is going to be my favorite, to be transparent with you guys. The color story is beautiful, and I think it'll really work well with the other palettes I have. I also think that the last palette had this middle part. Sorry, my nails are bad right now. Had this middle part in this color, and then this color is now the main palette. I'm wondering if the next holiday palette will be in this orange color. I want to check my theory on that too by looking at the other palettes and see if she's been doing that. So I am going to finish this other eye, and then we'll move on. All right, now we're going to go into this orange shade. 11, 12, Flame Fatale. So that is this shade right here, Flame Fatale. And I'm going to put that over here, actually. Kind of comes across red. I guess a flame is a red. Looks orange in the pan and comes out red. Keep going, Terry. We'll see. Hopefully we like this. Actually, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take this pink shade, which coincidentally is Peony. I'm just gonna see. I'm gonna put this in the center. I'll lighten the whole look up a little bit and see how these colors play together, because technically these colors were supposed to be a look. This is going to be an interesting look. This is one of those things where you're just like, just keep going, just keep swimming. You got this. Come on, girlfriend. We'll see what this is going to look like. It's a bright pink. It's pretty. It is pretty. Hopefully this look comes out because I'm not sure it's gonna. All right, so now I'm going to go in with Starlit Copper, which is right here. Got a fluffy brush. This is a Morphe M170. And we're gonna put this on the outside. Same thing over here. It's a pretty shade. Kind of looks like I have fall leaves on my eyes a little bit, like the colors of leaves. Okay, now I'm going to take the same brush, I'm just gonna wipe it off and go in with this gold shade, which is Golden Angelica is what this light one is here. Golden Angelica. I like that. And for that one, I'm gonna bring that up here in the middle or in the inner corner. Be a good inner corner highlight right there. We are going to use all the colors in this little six quad area we're doing here. What is it? That's a beautiful, beautiful, like pale gold. Very heavenly, love it. Okay, now on the very center, I'm going to go with the kind of, it looks like a crumbly gold. It's right here. And we're gonna pop that right here in the middle. So we got all the colors going. And our eyes today. It's beautiful. I think that looks good. I am going to take from this other side here, this is Cosmic Champagne right here, and use that as the brow highlight. That'd be a good inner corner highlight too. Okay, now I'm going to finish putting on a little bit of bronzer. I have a little bit on. I use the Charlotte Tilbury right here and here, but I'm going to put a little bit more on and darken that up using the Kimchi and get my blush on, and then we will work and highlight, and then we'll work on the bottom lash line. All right, guys, back in here with Auburn Allure on the bottom lash. This one we're going to keep right up against it. We're just gonna go right here. Just like that, and do the same thing here. Okay. I'm going to take another shade underneath it. Actually, I'm going to take this shade, this bronzy shade, which is a shimmer, and blend it out along the bottom of that. I'm going to pull that one all the way over. Back in with the angelic, golden angelica. And we already have this in here, but we're gonna just put it on the bottom lash a little bit. And pull that up. Just like that. I think that looks pretty good. I'm gonna take an empty brush, just a dry brush now, and just sort of go over the edges of everything. Just sort of mix it all in. Okay, that's our first look with Pat McGrath. I really like this other one by Marc Jacobs, but it's like a waterproof one, and getting it off is a pain. Oh, this looks pretty. Let's see what it does on the bottom lash. This is just a drugstore one. I also love the Essence mascara. That's a great mascara as well. Okay. I've just got to put some lipstick on and highlight. I'll be right back. I'll put my hair down and we'll take a look at the final look inside and outside. Hold on. Going into the top shade here of my Ofra. You won't be able to see this till I'm in. The light's coming in funny. Here you might be able to see it. I like this little palette. I use it a ton. It's got 5 shades in it. Right here. Beautiful. This is called the Beverly Hills Highlighter. So if you need a good one, this is a good one. And it's got a lot of colors for you to choose from. And then on my lips, I just have the Clinique Bear Pop right here on my lips. All right, hair. I don't know, do we want to leave the hair up or down? I don't know. Let's see what it looks like down. Let's see what we're dealing with today. I think I need to straighten it. Yeah. Hair needs a little work, friends. Little bit of work. But let's zoom you guys in again and give you a better look. Look at all those beautiful colors. And just in Pat McGrath fashion, they sparkle so absolutely beautifully. So I think the overlook is nice. It's very fall. This is a very warm one. I am going to do, I think, let me know what you guys think of this, but I am going to do like 1 week, 1 palette, where I just use this palette for a whole week and I record all the looks, and then we'll show you 7 looks with this palette, or at least 6. We'll see. Anyway, let me know if you would have interest in that. And I'm gonna go grab real quick the other palettes if I can put my hands on them real quick. And I'm just curious if my theory, because I'm pretty sure this color was the color of the last inside one and now it's the outside. I'm just wanting to check if we think this will be the color of the next one for next year. So I'm gonna go grab those. I also want to show you them and compare them. Okay, I found them. So interesting. Kind of my theory is a little bit correct, but something else I wanted to point out, these palettes have changed. So we have the 3 palettes. I guess I should put them all binder to binder here. Okay. So this was the first one, this was last year, this is this year's. Last year to this year's, the other palette is a little taller, and this new palette a little thicker, okay? So you can see the original first palette is quite a bit smaller than this palette. I think this was her first holiday 18 shade holiday palette, and you can see we had a light pink on the inside here. And then let me open it and show you. So this one's a mess. It had a couple shades that are crumbling a little bit. So, and I've used the heck out of this. This is probably my favorite one out of the 3. Oh, damn it. Hold on. Right now out here. And I didn't use a primer, but you can see how beautiful still. The colors are stunning. Really pretty. And then inside, a little bit more vibrant. It might have been vibrant out there too, but I just couldn't see it. It looked like it was just really, I mean, you know, you're gonna see pores, I have them. We all have pores, that's how our skin breathes, friends. So overall, I think it's pretty. I think the look came out really fall and very beautiful.
Deep in the shadows, I know it's hard to put one foot in front of the other. So far as the echo, where do we start? You can learn to discover a million stars.